What the? What? Why are you guys saying I'm gonna be late right away? What? I've never been late. I've always been transparent when I'm late. Give me a second. Give me a second, guys. Give me a second. I gotta hold up. Look, I gotta get Stream Deck. Hold up. I'm not manually adjusting Steam today. Stream OBS. Hold up. We're doing this from the Stream Deck. Bah. Oh wait, no, that's we're already unloading. Bah. Wait. My camera's closed. Wait. Hold up. That was a double no. 40 seconds late? No, never been late. Ellie, do you want to say hi? Let me kind of position this a little bit better. Beautiful. All right. It's kind of... I feel like it's better when it just shows you all my stuff right here. I feel like the bed is really boring. There's like no props on it. So I think it's better if it's just like right here. I've never been late. I always tell you I'm late. How does that work? Yo, Wiz, speaking of being late, this is not being late. I caught up. I'm fucking caught up with all of this season and F1. Hold up, we're not stalling. Don't worry, we're not stalling right away. Hold up. Give me a sec. I don't have my mic set up. I was actually almost late. Don't worry, I have to get chat ready. Give me a sec. I fucking caught up, bro. I'm caught up. I've watched everything. I've watched all 7 seasons on Netflix of F1 Drive to Survive. I watched every single fucking... It's not pricks. I've watched every single pre. Oh, man, it is. Oh, wow. And I already saw that, what was his name? Botis? He signed for Cadillac for next year? Damn, that's good, dude. Oh, gonna be exciting next year. I'm fucking pumped. I'm definitely going for the American team next year. Wait, hold on. Let me just get my playlist ready. I get 145 to 151. Easy, you're learning? I'm learning. I'm fucking learning. Ellie, come say bye. Hi. Oh, look at you rolling over. Look, I fucking hold her like a baby, dude. Look at this dog. Hi, you gotta say bye. Say bye. Hi. I love you. I'll see you later, okay? I'm gonna stream, okay? Okay, whoa, don't do that. I gotta fall. Go up. I love you. Alright, so here's the thing though. We got like 2 hours. You can't be a Candy fan. Red Bull for life, baby. I'll be honest. I fucking love Red Bull. I think mostly because of Max. I really love Red Bull, like solely because Max, man. Max is so fucking good. I love him, man. He's so good. And now that like Lewis hasn't won, I low-key kind of want him to win his 8th one, that just so he can be like the world's greatest. But then you got Max coming in, and then Max clearly he's not gonna do good this year. But I'm getting the music ready, so we're not stalling. One sec. Wait. Fuck, man. I'm always playing my old music. Wait, no, I'm playing my music, not stream music. Give me a sec. Is it? Yeah, I actually am playing Linkin Park. Okay, let's switch that. Let's switch. You think you can learn to read the latest RI Manhwa chapter? It's a great story. Yeah, so I know chapter 5, right? So it's up to you. I don't know if I should wait for chapter 6. It's a great chapter. I don't know if I should wait now for the 6th chapter just because I missed. I think the chapter came out on Tuesday. Wow, the music's loud. Yo, Wiz, man, you gotta get a Stream Deck. This shit is crazy. It's so cool. You just download the OBS plugin, and then you can just control OBS from here. Look at that. Wait, no, I can't switch to PC because then I'm gonna show my stuff. It's cool. Look, you can just start switching. It's so cool, dude. It's so awesome. Sealed right. Ah, shit. Wait, one sec. Was this here to farm the EXP on Easy Stream? Fucking Romero had me cracking up when he posted that he's finishing volume 5. Alright, but we are going to be reading for like 2 hours. I'm going to lower the volume. I already know it's too loud. Give me a sec. Let me just set this up right here. And then the reason I am keeping it short, I am gonna watch something like myself personally. I don't know, and I don't know if I can stream it. I've been watching Critical Role for a while, and they're streaming today. they're actually streaming today. Yo, Kenny, thank you for being a member. Welcome to level 1. Yo, thank you so much. Bottom of my heart, man. Thank you. Here, let me finish setting up, dude. Thank you, Kenny. There's I don't know if Ayo is watching it. But let me set this up so we're not stalling. We're literally starting in 30 seconds. There's somebody called Ayo that's been watching all our videos, bro, from the beginning, and they've been leaving a lot of comments, and they're like, oh, it's so cool, dude. Single person react to like every fucking chapter, every stream, they're like leaving a comment, and I'm like, oh shit, I keep seeing Ayo pop up. It's so cool, dude. All right, now we're they don't go live for like 2.5 hours, so I think we're good on time right now. One sec. All right, let's set this baby here. Put this bad boy up here. Hold up, why is Wiz here? I'm kind of scared. Is he trying to watch something? Is something gonna happen? Can't wait for them to see it in a few weeks. Yeah, it's cool, dude. I'm excited. Whenever you guys see Ayo, you guys gotta be like, finally. Wait, sorry, I said like the Rock thing from WWE when he's like, finally. But all right, here we go. No one is reaching 2K XP again. Gotta lock in or we never catching up to him. All right. Yo, somebody told Wiz to take a vacation. He needs a vacation, like ASAP. You know, he's done really, really good. He should take all of August off, you know? Just tell him he needs to take a 1-month vacation, man. He been working too hard. Tell him to take some time off. All right. And I'm going to start recording right here with the power. Oh, wait, I don't have chat. Almost forgot. Almost forgot to put chat on screen. Look, I was already going to start reading. And almost forgot. Give it a sec. Beautiful. All right, perfect. And with the power of magic, we started recording through our stream deck. That is amazing. We're going to lock in, D. I'm telling you, somebody got to tell Wiz to take a month off. And we'll be good. Just because these 2-hour streams are not helping us catch up, man. Oh, man. But for now, we're going to be reading chapter 1007. Dealing with the aftermath. Oh my goodness. I am excited, bro. Guys, I think Easy forgot. Nah! We're still in our intro username. Let me pause and catch my breath. The reader who stalls for eternity. The tamer of beasts and dogs. The one who farms LOTM. Easy Geeky is here today to read more Lord of the Mysteries. All right. Chapter 1007, Dealing with the Aftermath. Are you guys ready? I'll be honest, Wiz could probably take a month break and still... Bro, Wiz, come on, bro. Really? Are you doubting me? Are you doubting my prowess? I read 35 chapters in a day, or 30 plus chapters. Come on, we can do that again. If we do that every day for 1 week straight, we'd be done by now, man. But we can't. But it'd be fun if we could. All right, let's just timestamp and let's get reading. Timestamp, before I forget, let's do these timestamps. Dude, what's going on with my wallpapers, man? My wallpaper's not switching. I've never had this problem in my fucking life, man. I've had the same wallpaper folder for 10 years. And my wallpapers cycle every minute. And because I have 2 monitors, every minute it cycles to new wallpaper. And it's been stuck on the same wallpaper since yesterday, and I don't know what it is. And I haven't fucked around with that folder in years. I just download pictures and I add it to the folder. It's crazy. I just finished the chapter 1006 video and then you start live. Really lucky. Yo, Kenny, really? Yo, what's up, dude? Awesome. All right, chapter 1007, Dealing with the Aftermath. Welcome, Kenny. Awesome. You literally finished it and I went live. Look at that. On 160 Boatloon Street, after watching Leonard fly out of the world of concealment with the world of the sea in one hand, Klein turned his attention back onto his surroundings. He's like, where is he? He first observed the winner. I've been saying Uni wrong apparently wrong this entire time, right? It's not winner Uni, it's winner Inui. Text-to-speech just one time, and then that's it.
He first observed winner Inui.
Inui. Oh, okay. He first observed winner Inui. He originally imagined that he couldn't use his marionette that had been parasitized by him on ice. That's what I'm thinking. But to his surprise, he realized that he could control his spirit body threads again. Oh, he takes back. 2 ends? Oh, yeah. I read the thumbnail. Oh, really? Easy? Uni? Wait, what'd I do? Uni. What'd I do? Come on. What'd I do? You read the thumbnail? What'd I do? I don't know what's going on. I don't know what I missed. Come on, oh my god. Iuni. Oh. You read it as Inui, it's Iuni. Oh, I've been saying it right this whole time. Alright, never mind. Alright. Somebody pointed it out in the comments. I'm like, I think it was username. I was like, I don't know if he was. I was like, is he trolling me? Am I saying it wrong? This clan was first done before he came to realization. I didn't lose my place. No, no, no. It's a lost cause. Inui. Oh, I'm not trolling. We're gonna be here a while. I'm not spending 10 minutes trying to pronounce another word again. Easy, he's dyslexia for here. Hold up. One more time. This is the last and only time I'm gonna attempt to pronounce this correctly. Uni. Uni. The letter U ni. Uni. Uni. Last try. Uni. Great. All right, we're good. All right, now that we got that out the way, let's resume. Damn, you guys got very vocal. I was like, I'm sorry. All right, when the Snake of Fate will also use reboot to reverse Amon's condition in time, it also made the things he parasitized experience similar changes. Okay, his parasites were also reversed. Okay, no, the UF. It's good. It's half right, half good. You know, we win some, we lose some. F's in the chat, boys. No. W's. Experience similar things. Hence, Inui turned back into his marionette. As expected, the strongest power of a monster pathway sequence 1. Yeah, there was a lag, but we're good now. It's back. As expected, the strongest power of a monster's pathway sequence 1, the client heaved a sigh of relief before allowing his figure to fade away where he stood. He teleported back to his master bedroom, leaving a bunch of marionettes around to defend against any accidents. Also figured out why there's buffers. I think it's because I can now output at 1440p on stream, and I think that's the problem. So let me put it for myself at... Let me lower my own quality. One sec. I actually need to lower my own quality to like 240p. This is how it is normally. Oh god, never mind. He said it even worse. What the fuck do you mean, username? It's usually like this. All right. Yeah, it's because now we're able to go a little bit more than 1080p, so I think that's why it's been buffering a lot. As expected, the strongest power of a monster pathway, Sequence 1, Klein heaved a sigh of relief before allowing his figure to fade away from where he stood. He teleported back to his master bedroom, leaving a bunch of marionettes around to defend against any accidents. Right on the heel of that, Klein entered the bathroom and headed above the gray fog. He used ends, prayers, light, and began observing the entire street where the sea god scepter in hand. Without a doubt, his focus was on the residents of Unit 39. He found Butler Walter, housekeeper Tanija, member. Oh my god, I'm being too when I'm thinking about the pronunciations, give him a pet. I'm thinking about the names too much right now. We're just gonna call him N for short, you know, or Ian. We'll just call him Ian for short. Right on the heels of that, Klein entered the bathroom and headed above the gray fog. He used Ian's prayers light and began observing the entire street where the sea god scepter in hand. Without a doubt, his focus was on the residents and Unit 39. He found Butler Walter, housekeeper Tanija, member of parliament Mach Mariana, and Mam's servants having remnant signs of being parasitized. They appeared somewhat of the days. As for Hazel, she was on the brink of total collapse. Her hands were on the ground, having pushed herself backwards into the corner. Her back was leaning close to the wall as she huddled into a ball, trembling. Mach and company had noticed something wrong with her. They surrounded her in concern, hoping to know why. Okay, Lan? Okay, Ian? However, Hazel would scream loudly whenever they attempted to approach her. She would resist violently, so all they could do was stand meters away, wearing a panicked and helpless look. During this process, they would, from time to time, nudge their glasses or pinch their eye sockets. This only served to leave Hazel even more horrified. She appeared to be on the brink of losing control. Hazel? Klein felt horrified when he saw this scene above the gray fog. He imagined the scene. Daddy Amon? Mommy Amon? I've never thought I see these words in this series. Like, actually, like this is canonical word. Clip it. No, like, it's like people have always been like mommy Evernight, but I've never in my life thought like it actually be verbally written. Daddy Amon, mommy Amon, maid Amon, footman Amon. We're circling around it. Yup, on it once he finishes it. That's wild, dude. Oh, that's crazy. Amon, is that why you guys had a maid Amon picture? Daddy Amon, mommy Amon, maid Amon. Wow. Footman Amon were circling around Hazel, trying to soothe her nerves, but were helpless. They wore the same expression and the same moniker with different clothes. The same moniker with different clothes, okay? Even if Hazel were to hold out and not lose control. As I'm lowering the volume down a bit.
She would definitely develop mental problems. As at the very least, she would be in a very half-crazed state. Klein's thought raised as he lowered the sea god scepter and returned to the real world. Buckland Street and the several streets remained enshrouded in darkness as exuded a serene, tranquil, and profound feeling. This was a world that had already turned into secret. Klein took down a hat, wore it on his head, and teleported to director's office in 22 Phillip Street, Lowen Charity Bursey Foundation. Audrey had already changed into a light green dress and was daydreaming with a fountain pen in hand, reminiscing over every detail of punishment operation in the afternoon. Susie, on the other hand, had gone out for a stroll. Suddenly, this noble lady sensed something and looked up. A black... Oh, what the fuck? Is it him? Is it Amon? A black-haired, brown-eyed, thin-faced figure with cut facial features was rapidly reflecting in her emerald-limped eyes. The figure wore a white shirt, black vest, black trousers, and black leather boots. Fuck, it's Amon. We just need the forehead. He had a cold expression. His body was bent slightly as he held one hand over his top hat. Audrey was first taken aback before she realized who this person was. Oh, it's Gurman! Oh, the Amon family, one can say. It's the Amon family. Gurman Sparrow. Although she had never met him before, she had already seen his extreme lifelike picture on the papers and wanted to... Oh, this is so sick! And wanted posters. Klein realized that he hadn't changed back to Dwayne Dantes based on Miss Justice's reaction. Klein forgot? Klein actually forgot. Wow. She's a fan. She's like, oh my god, it's Gurman. What's up? Let's hang out. That's literally what she's thinking right now. Dwayne Dantes, based on Miss Justice's reaction, however, he wasn't too mindful of that. He realized his hand from the top hat and straightened his body. He said with a nod, there's something that requires your help. His disguise had also been stolen by Amon, but after a reboot, it returned to him. He just didn't have the time to change back into Dwayne Dantes, so I feel like he needs a placate. He forgot. I don't think he's ever had like this oof moment. I don't think he's ever had a done moment like this. Mr. World, who's already demigod, needs my help. He's in need of therapy because of some mental problem. No, it doesn't seem to be the case. Audrey pursed her lips as she pushed down her fountain pen in anticipation and curiosity. She stood up and gave a serious reply. No problem. Klein didn't waste any time and walked over. Grabbing her by the arm, their figures faded away as they vanished from the spot. Instantaneously, they appeared outside the activity room at 39 Buckland Street. This is teleportation. Audrey's eyes turned slightly as she instinctively wanted to ask something. However, when she felt the heavy atmosphere and the screams, her face immediately wore a solemn look. There's a patient, she asked without much difference. It's really easy to talk to a spectator. There's no need for much explanation. Klein tersely acknowledged and said, yes, they encountered a supernatural incident and suffered a terrible fright. She's on the brink of losing control. Do you have the means to not be seen by other people? Like, yo, we gotta go help Hazel. Klein is intimidating the goat done. He forgot. Did you guys forget the T? Is that the joke when you guys are spelling forgot? Like, did you guys, or forgore? Did you guys forget the T? Is that the joke? There was no need for him to say his last sentence, as a large-scale illusion was enough to resolve the problem. Furthermore, after receiving the blessings of concealment, ordinary people likely didn't retain much of their corresponding memories. However, after witnessing Adam's power of invisibility, Klein was rather curious if Miss Justice has such skills at Sequence 6. Mr. World is feeling curious. That's really rare. He doesn't seem to be wearing a thick mask and has changed into a thinner one. He's a really good patient who needs medical advice. Audrey's chin moved slightly as she nodded yes. As she spoke, she glanced at Gurman Sparrow, who reached out the handle and pushed open the door after receiving her response. Member of Parliament Mach and Madame Rihanna completely ignored this beautiful girl as they discovered in a panic about hiring a doctor. As for Hazel, she remained curled in a corner, trembling vigorously like an abandoned baby animal. That's sad. Miss Hazel, as senior spectator, Audrey didn't have the problem of forgetting others. She observed Hazel's condition and frowned slightly. She turned her head and said to Gurman Sparrow, Mr. Sparrow, can you briefly explain what she encountered? Only like the pinnacle of people of the Marauder pathway. Like only the pinnacle of Beyonders, you know? No biggie. Only with sufficient knowledge can I quickly resolve the problem. Klein was already prepared as he quickly and succinctly explained. She's a Beyonder of the Marauder pathway, a student of a demigod who had nefarious thoughts. Her teacher attracted blast from Amon's avatar and ended up getting herself killed. Her destiny and identity were stolen. As such, Amon infiltrated her family, parasitizing her parents and servants. Fucked up, man. Just now, while we were eliminating Amon's avatar, she realized that her parents and servants had all turned into Amon. She didn't know that was Amon, but she understood that it was a strange existence. If you have anything you wish to understand at a deeper level, things which do not involve the psychological treatment, you can always ask during the next gathering. He forgot the meme, guys. Wait, it's a meme? Klein's imitating. Yes, it's a meme. Oh, all right. And SS. Wait. Pause. You know what else he forgot? That was like 2 daggers to the heart. Like you forgot about RI and SS. We are reading SS this week, okay? Hold your horses. We are gonna read SSS this week. SS. I promise you that. Let me find my place. I'll ask you during the next gathering. Blast Ramon and Mr. World and Company have a wow. I started reading without double checking, but yes, wow. Stream Deck, I love you, man. 12. All right, we'll start recording. Blast Ramon and Mr. World and Company have eliminated Amon's avatar again. No avatars. Audrey was somewhat shocked as she instinctively glanced at Amon and Company. She couldn't imagine that they had once been parasitized by Amon and had turned into him. To have everyone parasitized, Audrey recalled Mr. World's words. Slight tongue twister, and felt more afraid the more she thought about it. She felt her entire body turn cold as she couldn't help but think of herself if she was in Hazel's shoes. This left her. Oh, dude, just imagine, man. Fucking Susie Amon. Oh, hell no. I think Audrey would lose fucking control right there on the spot. To have everyone parasitized, Audrey recalled Mr. World's words and felt more afraid and more. The more she thought about it, she felt her entire body turn cold as she couldn't help but think of herself as she was in Hazel's shoes. This left her somewhat stifled as she subconsciously cast Pislate on herself. Is the supernatural world always this cruel and terrifying, or is it just occasionally? After calming down, Audrey muttered softly. She didn't wait for the world to grimace for a reply, because from what she had seen at the Tarot gathering, she knew the answer very well. Always. Looking back at Hazel, Audrey walked over. Filled with pity, she crouched down at the first used placate. Hazel looked up blankly and saw a perfect, flawless face as well as a pair of emerald-like eyes. At that instant, she seemed to return to the ball of the previous night, having witnessed this lady descend like an angel. She instantly calmed down. She saw ripples rise up in a pair of limpid green eyes. They were serene, calm, and deep. There's no need to be afraid. Calm down. Everything is already over. Audrey used hypnosis to directly communicate with Hazel's body of heart and mind. Bro, we would lose control reading Susie. I don't want that to happen, man. She heard hysterical screams and a horror that was taller than the mountains and deeper than the ocean. Taking into account Hazel's condition and encounter, she quickly came up with a plan for treatment. On the spot, she directly hypnotized Hazel and made her forget today's encounter and the existence of her teacher. Oh, that's so sad. She was only capable of vaguely remembering her identity as a Beyonder and other general knowledge. Hazel gradually calmed down before she slowly fell asleep. Damn, man. After you awakened, the terrifying experience will no longer exist, and I was never here. Audrey used a gentle voice to complete the last step of hypnosis. Following that, she slowly got up and observed Hazel for a few seconds. She pursed her lips and whispered without turning her head. I made her temporarily forget the corresponding memories, but that memory remains. It's just hidden deep down. In the future gathering, I'll continue treating her, guiding her to slowly remember and accept this memory. Only then can her mental problem be completely resolved. Otherwise, perhaps a familiar action or sentence will jolt her awake. She will then break down once again, and perhaps it will result in a direct loss of control. Okay, it's a little subtle. Miss Justice is becoming more and more professional. Klein sighed as he asked cautiously, then you will have to hypnotize all the people who are parasitized? It's gonna take a while, dude. They are not to show any hobbies that don't originally belong to them, like wearing monocles. Yeah, I forgot that. That's gonna be like oh yeah, like they're just occasionally want to wear them. Miss Justice is becoming more and more professional. Klein sighed as he asked cautiously, then you will have to hypnotize all the people who are parasitized. They are not to show any hobbies that don't originally belong to them, like they were wearing monocles. Also, let them pray to the Evernight Goddess after 15 minutes to obtain complete cleansing and purification. Thank you, Goddess of Concealment. Audrey nodded with abnormal seriousness. No problem. Klein immediately slid to the side, watched his noble lady cue everyone who had been parasitized in the house with great feelings of pity. Yeah, but that is her rightful bounty. After Amon tried to parasitizing her and died from the wholesomeness he can never match. Well, are you guys ready? Zero stalling today. Chapter 1008 is called Splitting. Wow, Stream Deck is awesome. This is so fucking cool, dude. All I need now is the goose stand. All I need now is like the little goose mic stand. And then I can kind of just like have the little goose stem like sucker punched to the wall and then kind of just like angle it down here. And then bam, this is like a perfect position. And then like when I need it, just roll it back or just roll it up. I think that can work. But let's keep reading. Next chapter. Fucking got a hair in my mouth. Fuck is this? Is that Ellie's hair? Yeah, that's fucking gross. Nasty. 16 minutes. Zero stalling, 16 minutes. 3 seconds. Copy, paste, and we keep reading. Amon is so scary that taking of the afternoon is like purifying an area after a plague. Bro, speaking of plague, I think there's like a confirmed case. I saw that pop up on Twitter today. There's a confirmed There was a confirmed case of the plague on here in the West Coast, and I'm like, oh hell no. It was like, oh hell no. That shit had like 7 million views on Twitter. It's like, hey, fucking, we got somebody with a fucking plague in the West Coast. Oh hell no. It does happen from time to time. I did not know that, bro. I don't know if that's some crazy fear mongering shit. Then if it happens from time to time, well, at least I don't think there's any deaths. But I saw that, I was like, oh hell no. It's a little bit of the plague. That's fucking scary, dude. Easy gonna meet a plague doctor? Fucking plague doctors are gonna come out with the masks, man. There are pretty good protocols to deal with that. Fucking thank God, bro. It's like, are we gonna do like another lockdown or what? Oh, I'll tell you this though. If we get into another lockdown, we're definitely gonna finish this shit before Wiz. But we'll see what happens. All right. Chapter 1008 is called Splitting. Minutes later, yes, we're recording. We didn't update this. Minutes later, I assume it says Klein. Awesome, look at that. Divination. I saw the next dialogue. Minutes later, Klein, with the face of German Sparrow, walked out of 39 Buckling Street with Miss Justice and Audrey and headed for the places where the other parasite victims were. After a few silent seconds, Klein suddenly looked ahead and said, "It's not rare to see such matters happen among unaffiliated Beyonders. Without any suitable guidance, it's often implied that they're constantly dancing at the edge of a cliff with the possibility of falling at any time." Audrey tersely acknowledged and said after a few seconds, "I know, compared to before, I'm not as. Speaking of not as, can you guys hear the music? Or nah? I'll read you a little bit more. Not as. She deliberated for a moment before breaking into a grimacing smile, as though she had found a suitable adjective she required to mock herself naive. Phew, she then exhaled without hiding it as she looked ahead. If I had known the mysterious world was so cruel and terrifying last June, I might have not raised the request of becoming a Beyonder. I'm gonna lower it again. Of becoming a Beyonder. Klein turned his head slightly and took a look at the noble lady's face. He asked in a similarly casual manner, "If I were to give you the chance now to completely leave the mysterious world, would you accept it?" Audrey was taken aback as she slowly pursed her lips. She would say no. She said no. After giving such a response, she seemed to relax a little. She smiled and continued. Under the premise of knowing how cruel and terrifying the mysterious world is, the me from last June would have given up being a Beyonder, but the me of this year wouldn't. This might be the price of growing up. Wow, she's no longer naive. Look at that. She really has grown up. Yo, member for 8 months. Holy fucking shit. No, we're going to get to RI Mangwa. Yeah, no, we didn't forget it. I got you. Dude, username. Thank you, man. Wait, did you do member for 8 months? Was that a bribe? Shit, man, the bribe worked. I guess we are reading RI after this chapter. She stared at Gervis Sparrow, making no attempt to hide her curiosity in her green eyes. Klein smiled. "If I had done it alone, you wouldn't be seeing German Sparrow, but Amon here instead." She is leveling up too. Having your destiny and identity stolen, Audrey asked enlightenment. Klein tersely acknowledged. We'll discuss the specifics in the future. In short, to eliminate Audubon's avatar and backland this time, we had mobilized angels. If you were to encounter Amon's avatar in the future, never believe that you have the means to handle him alone. Immediately find the opportunity to seek help. Yes, his trait is wearing of a monocle. He enjoys pulling off harrowing pranks. Angels were, I don't know, man. Harrowing pranks sounds a little disingenuous, you know? Damn, we are devolving. Only wait to see if you would be based. Angels were mobilized. I wonder if it was the deaf console or the angel from the fate domain, or Audrey looked up at the sky and saw the clouds frozen in midair. They appeared like props under the dark background. Like an attentive student listening to a teacher, she seriously nodded and said, "I will keep that in mind." The two continued walking, occasionally silent, occasionally breaking out into a conversation until they entered 160 Buckland Street. After a few minutes inside the activity room of Hazel's house, Mach and company suddenly had strong urges to sit in their seats, raise their hands, and place their clasped hands before their mouth. And we're a monocle? No, right? They've already been cured. They then began to piously pray and chant to the Evernight goddess on her fake name. Oh, he said, yeah, make them pray after 15 minutes. After an unknown period of time, they coughed in unison until their tears and snot flown out. Cough, cough, cough. What? At the same time, without realizing it, they separately coughed out worms with 12 translucent rings. The moment these worms fell to the ground, they vanished without guarding any notice. Oh, they disappear. They don't just stay. Similar things happened in other places in Buckland Street, but everything was quickly restored to normal, and the darkness had faded away at some point in time as the clouds began churning again from the sweeping winds. Amidst her parents' coughing, Hazel slowly regained consciousness. She was puzzled as to how she fell asleep on the sofa during high tea. She felt that she would have been in an excellent mood, but she just couldn't bring herself to smile. She felt as though there was a feeling of indescribable sadness and pain bearing over her heart. Upon seeing her parents' concerned gaze landing on her, not only wasn't she touched, she felt even a little fearful. She trembled like an introvert who wasn't accustomed to making contact with other things. Hazel knew that this wasn't her personality, but she couldn't control herself. However, she didn't find it weird or puzzling as she continued enjoying the high tea pastries. High tea, 5-6 p.m. I think we need high tea today. High tea pastries. Mach and Rihanna felt the same. They had a nagging feeling that there was something hazy about their memories, but they just couldn't recall what. I think that's the most scariest thing for me in life, man. I think the most scariest thing for me in life would be reaching a point where it just like I can't recall. I know I forget things, but like I mean like in seriousness, like I just forget like huge gaps in my life. I think that'd be the most scariest thing, man. So this actually scares me. Like just you know you forgot something, but you don't know what. For me, that's scary. 160 Buckland Street, and the master bedroom, which had its curtains drawn, a figure suddenly outlined itself across the coffee table. It was the barefooted Ariana, leader of the aesthetics Martin of the Evernight Cloister, head of the 13 archbishops of the Church of Evernight. She was wearing a Spartan robe with a tree bark as her belt, and the lady's eyes, the gray sideburn Dwayne Dantes, was about to leave the sofa. On the coffee table in front of him were 9 transparent ringed worms. Good afternoon, ma'am Ariana. Klein said with a solemn bow. Thank you for your help. Amon's avatar and backline have all been eliminated. You can choose a portion of the spoil of wars. Hell yeah, dude. Yes, memories are a part of who you are. Losing them is like losing a part of yourself. Yeah, man, that's fucking scary, dude. I always find that shit scary. It's like if like when you meet someone with Alzheimer's, that shit breaks my heart, man. It's like fuck, dude. It's like or like they don't like remember you, or like you just reading up on it, man. That shit is scary, dude. He had previously prepared a marionette beside every person who had been parasitized, and he used an illusion to bring these worms of time back. After hearing him, Ariana tapped her chest 4 times in a clockwise fashion and replied in a pious manner, "Praise the lady." She didn't decline to offer or stand on ceremony. She reached out of her right hand. The 2 worms of time flew up and landed in her palm. Amon must have certain guesses about it. You still have to be careful in the future. A little bit. Just a little bit careful. Ariana said simply before her figure vanished inch by inch as though she had been erased. That's so cool. It's like she like erased herself. Wait, just to clarify, Ariana is not the angel 017. The angel, the lady of concealment, is not Ariana. She's different people, but they have like the same somewhat ability. Yes, no to what part? They're different. Different angels, yes. Okay, they're different angels, but they both have this ability where they can like erase, you know, because of concealment. All right, it's because of their pathway. Got it. Watching this did I say archbishop? Different. Got it. Watching this archbishop leave, Klein sat down and picked up a pen and paper, writing to Leonardo Mitchell. He wanted to ask what other effects on Worms of Time had other than creating Fate Siphon Charms. He believed that he couldn't turn all the remaining Worms of Time into Fate Siphon Charms, as it would be too monotonous. I cannot say that word. Monotonous. It made it easy to be countered, and it prevented him from handling different situations. Therefore, he had to consider other possible uses. Both sequence 2 served on concealment. Got it. Thank you. Both same pathway, both same sequence, but just different people in and of itself. With the Worm of Time as a vessel, he could use the power stirred from the other symbols, patterns, and labels that differed from the full. This would likely result in different effects from the Fate Siphon Charm, and this was something Palazaros was an expert at, so it'd be different. Different effects from the Fate Siphon Charm. What different effects would that be? After writing his letter, Klein took out the Adventurous Harmonica and blew at it. Renette walked out of the void with her 4 blonde red-eyed heads in hand. The 8 eyes paused before looking at the remaining 7 worms of time on the coffee table. Miss Messenger looked at it for 3 full seconds before retracting her gaze. She then bit on the letter and gold coin when Klein handed it over. Still 7 pence per street, Klein succinctly said, "What fate? Depends on what you siphon." Oh, depends on what you siphon. Got it. Renette, from fate, depends on what you siphon? Like, depending on what kind of fate you siphon? Renette Tanker's remaining 3 heads replied, "In the future, you can seek my help in such matters. The payment will be spoils of war. Oh, she's changing her payment. Ah, so instead of 10,000 gold coins, now it's give me spoils of war. Kine was taken aback as he said, all right, after Miss Messenger returned, so she probably, she probably doesn't need the gold coins anymore. That was probably like a requirement for whatever condition she's stuck in. And now she needs like spoils of war. Okay, thank God Klein can't keep paying coins. He's fucking saving money now, dude. Now he really is a tycoon. After Miss Messenger returned to the spirit world and vanished from his room, he frowned and muttered, since she can recognize the worms of time, it means that she knows that this battle might have escalated to the level of angels. She wasn't afraid at all. Miss Messenger is stronger than I imagined. How fucking strong is she? 7 pinches straight, Leonard received Klein's letter from Annette Tanker's mouth. He still felt a hint of excitement as he eagerly unfolded the letter and read it. After Messenger left, he merely asked with a suppressed voice, old man, there should be other ways to create charms, right? Just now, Pelazraz had given him 2 worms of time from Amon as today's reward. That's his reward for the risk he took. In Leonard's mind, the slightly aged voice replied with a smiling tone, of course. Once I sleep for a while and digest what we received this time, I'll teach you. It wouldn't take too long. Also, do not go to Buckland Street anytime soon. Just to be careful, dude. Why? Leonard asked in surprise. Pelazraz chuckled and said, all of Amon's avatars in Backland have been eliminated. Wait, so why is he telling him to avoid it? And it is in no way a trivial matter. The number of people who can do that is just a handful. So do you think he will have some guesses? This, Leonard's nerves tensed up again. Palatz continued, however, there's no need to be too worried. His true body wouldn't be able to enter Backland, and having recovered quite significantly, I don't have to be too worried about his avatars. In addition, I found a piece of information from Flora Jacob from his memory fragments. Somewhere in Backland hides the treasures of the Jacob family. We shall wait until the end of the year for the gathering. Oh, that's Hive. There we'll seek out and cooperate with the other descendants of the Jacob family to excavate the treasure trove to share the items. When that happens, even if Amon gathers a large number of avatars, raising it to almost the level of a sequence one, there's no way he can truly defeat me. Damn, that's gonna be sick, huh? To ensure balance, Dwayne Dantes can also be involved in it. Damn, that is Hive, dude. Fucking next chapter, bro. Chapter 1009. Oh, I'm such a pleb. I almost manually paused my OBS recording. Oh. I'm living the tycoon life. I can just use my Steam Deck. Not my Steam Deck. I can just use my Stream Deck. Pause. Look at that. That is so cool, man. That is so fucking awesome. I can't get over that. Wait, I missed your message, Wiz. One sec. Wait, let me do my timestamp before I forget. 27 minutes. Yo, do any of you guys watch Critical Role? Are any of you guys some D&D buffs? I know Wiz has played Baldur's Gate, but I don't know if you watch Critical Role. I like it, man. It's fun. The plot thickens. Tearing off a part of his soul takes less out of Klein than paying gold actual hoarder. Actual fucking hoarder. Actual hoarder. Not really. It's fun, dude. There's a D&D group in Discord. No fucking way. In our Discord? You're lying to me. Oh my god, Discord works. I can have it open now. It's actually updating it. Other D&D and COC TTRPG games, but not them. Yeah, but it's spoiler. Oh. Okay. Okay, I lied. Discord's not working. I'll just leave it up here. All right. Now we keep reading. They are doing LOTM game. Oh, what the fucking LOTM game? What? Okay, that's fucking hype, dude. Yo, Wiz, man, when the game comes out, we have to make a guild, bro. We're gonna be called like we gotta think of a cool ass name. Oh, we gotta snipe the Tarot Club. We need to snipe that name quickly. Or we can be like the Aurora Guild, or like the Shepherds, or like we can be some crazy ass thing. Or like we can be like the creators. I don't know. We gotta come up with a crazy ass guild name so we can snipe the guild name before anybody else snipes it. We gotta lock in a guild name like quickly. Role playing? Okay, I'm down to do that. All right, we should do that. All right, next chapter. Got it right here. Yeah, we're gonna have to snipe a guild name quickly, man, when that game drops. True Creator Gang. It's a funny name. The True Creator Gang. Oh, people are gonna hate us. Everybody's gonna want to fucking kill us, bro, if that's our name. And if it's like, if there's friendly fire in that game, everybody's gonna be coming after us, man. If there's PvP, we're fucking, everybody's gonna be sniping us, man. Missed opportunities. The Unks. That'd be so fucking funny. All right, we'll think of a guild name when the Lord of the Mystery games drops. But chapter 1000, the Elton game looks like Hogwarts Legacy. I haven't played it yet. I've only played the opening, but it looks really good. The game, at least from the little we've seen on UE5, looks pretty promising. Oh, I think that'd be a good name, the curly-haired baboons. Chapter 1009 is called Payment is Always Exacted for What's Bestowed. Leonardo immediately felt very relieved when he heard Old Man Palaz. He cast his attention back to the angel level battle that had happened in the afternoon and asked rather curiously, which pathway angels does the giant serpent phantom belong to? Palaz fell silent for a moment before saying with a sigh, Snake of Faith, the counselor of life school of thought, a sequence 1 angel. I never expected him to join them. Counselor of the life... Wait... He's a counselor of the life school of thought. He has also become a bless of Mr. Fool. The corresponding card is the Wheel of Fortune. Leonard's eyes widened as he realized that Mr. Fool's faction seemed comparable to the 7 Orthodox churches. It was truly unfathomable. And to think Klein is just winging this. And he's already being compared to the 7 Orthodox churches. Dev Console, Snake of Fate, Incomplete Messenger. There are 3 angels under Mr. Fool. It's no wonder Klein was able to become a demigod so quickly. If only he knew the full truth. Which he probably will figure out at the very end. I really feel like at the end of the story, everybody's going to know who Klein is. I really feel like Klein owes it to them. I know he doesn't owe them an answer back. Yes and no. But I feel like at the end, everybody would know who Klein really is. Just how long has it been since I've already been embroiled in the battle at the angel level? It's really unimaginable how things will develop in the future. Leonard held back the letter and sat on the sofa. He felt another sense of urgency towards digesting his soul azure potion and advancing to Spirit Warlock. He had been busy placating the souls of Backland region recently, but due to the numerous missions, he was still far from completing them. He couldn't figure out an excuse or opportunity to visit Tinkin City to steal the powers from the drop of the eternal blazing sun's blood. Furthermore, the arrival of Malta Avatar had been quicker than he had expected. South of the bridge, Rose Street, Harvest Church. Emlyn White, who had changed into a brown priest robe, stood in front of the long table with the candle stand. He watched Ernie's Boers working hard at wiping the altar before he raised his right hand and casually pointed. And did what? To the side, left side, the spots dirty. Ernest Boyer, who also wore the clergyman attire of the Earth Mother, shot an angry look at Emlyn, but he still listened to his instructions and re-wiped the area he hadn't wiped seriously. I know you're very mad. I know I felt when I learned that you deliberately hid the key information from the ancient castle until you sold me. Emlyn said with a smile, and he's just smiling. Have you noticed that the Fool only has crippled angels? You know what? We take them in. We help them. They're not crippled angels. We're helping them go back to their former glory. Emlyn said with a smile, completely unfazed by his glare. Also, I forgot to inform you, I'm also a Viscount. It happened last week. I'm a Viscount. And he's smiling the whole time. He's so fucking smug, dude. Sanguine Viscounts corresponding to the Moon Pathway Sequence 5 Scarlet. I forgot. It's Scarlet Scholar. I wonder if he can use Scarlet Raw like Melania, man. Fucking Scarlet Raw and all that crazy ass shit. The advancement ritual required the illumination of the full moon. Apart from that, one had to gather different metals, gems, and beyond creatures with blood that responded the different moon phases. It was rather complicated. However, Emlyn had long obtained the promise from the Sanguine upper echelons that a free advancement ritual would be held for him. He could advance easily once the full moon came. As for the digestion of the potion, Professor, he had completed digesting. Wow, I'm reading it wrong. He had completed digesting it without putting too much effort into it. This is because he often thought commoners who were willing to learn of the Charvist Church should learn about the herbs and medicine, and even combinations of some special potions. And apart from usually collecting dolls, researching history, and doing volunteer work at the cathedral, he loved thinking about different potions and considering how they could be used in different battle situations. You're a Viscount. Ernie's Boar abruptly stood straight up as he wore a flabbergasted look. Among the Sanguine, as they were all long-lived, they had quite a huge population. The number of Beyonder characteristics was limited, so advancing was a very difficult endeavor. Oh, so there's a lot of them, but there's not enough to help them advance. Emlyn Bragger's so funny. I love it, man. I love that I love his smug attitude, and I love, like, his attitude towards fucking Derek. It's so funny, dude. Dude, Emlyn is such a fucking character, and I love him, man. He's a funny character. Like, he's very serious. And he's a very deep, complicated, and lonely character that's always playing with his dolls because he's by himself, right? But then like under all that, he's also a very funny character, but also very deep and complicated character. So it's like he's a mix of both. He's the best of both worlds. One had to be in a very long line before they had the opportunity to advance. However, Emlyn White had only been a Baron for half a year. Ernest remembered that it took him 60 years to go from Baron to Viscount. Oh, he's jealous. This is because his father had suffered an attack from artificial vampires. His passing left him the inheritance. Oh, So that's why he got it. Of course, Emlyn's smug smile grew obvious, but he remained restrained. I obtained his Sequence 5 Beyond characteristic from artificial vampires. I did it too. I love that his rival is a teenager living in hell. Is like, and he's still trying to rub it into him. Like, he can't even cut him a break, bro. Like, Derek is probably going through so much compared to like other characters in the fucking Terror Club. He's like, oh, and fucking Emlyn's like, fuck you, man. I'm better than you. And that shit is funny. It's so funny. Ernest Boyers looked at Emlyn momentarily at loss for words. He felt that he had suffered a heavy blow that needed to do volunteer work at the Harvest Church. Your expression is rather interesting. Emlyn Tiskin said, perhaps one day you'll have to address me as Lord when I become an Earl. He has the biggest smile on him, huh? I can't read it. Presposperous. What arrogance, Ernie's blittered. I'm already very humble. I didn't mention how to become a duke or even a princess. I'm already very humble. I didn't mention I would become a duke or even a princeps. How am I to be the Sanguine's messiah without being an angel? Besides, in our Terror Club, Mr. World had already advanced to becoming a demigod. Ma'am Hermit wouldn't take that much longer. This would definitely be a club filled with demigods. Emlyn chortled without arguing with Ernest like he usually would. He took out an attitude that whatever Ernest said was beneath him. Of course, he also understood that the advantage of the Sanguine had after the Scarlet Scholar stage no longer existed. Becoming an Earl was in no way easier than an artificial vampire advancing to Shaman and King. The digestion of the Scholar potion is still relatively simple. All one needs to do is sincerely like the moon, worship the moon, and study the moon. Alright, sounds easy. This is what most Sanguine do usually. However, the corresponding ritual is in the hands of the demigods. Without their approval, even if I were to obtain a Shaman King beyond a characteristic from the sun, I wouldn't be able to become an Earl. He can't just do it. Emlyn might be arrogant, but he knew very clearly what was required of him. Oh, because he's a proud noble Sanguine. He can't just do that. Very clear what was required of him subsequently. There were two core powers of the Scarlet Scholar. First, it was to create an environment that was advantageous to them. When the enemy wasn't good at spirituality or things related to the spirit world, they would create the effects of the full moon. On the contrary, that would also make the moon vanish if necessary. He should not be next to fours whenever he's doing this. Even if they were smashed to bits by an enemy, they could still reform themselves under the moonlight. At the strength of these powers was derived from one's comprehension and research of the moon's domain, Scarlet Scholars. As for the strengthening of darkness-related spells, the enhancements of potion effects, and the resistance towards the nightmare-like influences, they were just supplementary. Ernest was enraged by Emlyn's attitude just as he was about to speak again. He saw the mountain-like half-giant Utroski walk out from behind the cathedral. He hurriedly bent his back and bowed his head as he continued cleaning the altar. Emlyn White also picked up his clothes and the candle stand, wiping its surface with great proficiency. In the silent atmosphere, he thought of something. If he were to leave the Harvest Church now, would the upper echelons of the Sanguine force him to hand over the mystical items and supernatural props he obtained from Ernest? This, I really have no reason to reject their request. Because some of the items don't belong to Ernest in the first place. They don't belong... Oh, he did empty out his pockets at first, right? Prince Emlyn, bro's 40 and beefing with a child. This shit's funny, dude. Have you guys seen this shit? I saw it on my feed the other day. Like, me on, POV, me 39, it's Halloween, and I'm Voldemort, and I see a 9-year-old dress up as, Harry. And he's just fighting him. I don't know if you guys saw that on your feed. This shit was so fucking funny. I gotta find it so I can retweet it. That shit popped up on my feed, and I'm like, me, a grown man, beating a child as Voldemort, dressed up as Harry Potter. He's like, ah! I was crying, man. This shit was funny. That's literally fucking Emlyn. Holy shit, bro. If you think about it, that's literally Emlyn. He's a grown man bullying a child. Holy shit, dude. I'm gonna find this so I can show you guys later. It was so funny. This, I really have no reason to reject this request because some of the items don't belong to Ernest in the first place. Emlyn thought about it seriously. Fuck, man, I'm sweating. Oh, I'm getting lightheaded. I gotta chill. Oh, man, I gotta stay focused. I've been locked in. Hold up, I gotta keep it together. Emlyn thought about it seriously and decided to return to the room later. He would set up a ritual and sacrifice the spoils of war he'd received to Mr. Full. When the time comes, he can split it with other members like the Star and Justice. Oath Rose cannot be sacrificed. It's only one part of the pair. Whoever tames it will be discovered and identified by the wielders of the other ring. I'll just treat it as a spoil of war. I'll hand it over to Marquis Nibs tonight. I should be able to exchange it for some rewards. As for the rest, I wouldn't participate in the splitting. Emlyn very quickly came up with a plan. As for whether the Squin upper echelons would bear a grudge over this, he wasn't too worried. This was because he would also mention in passing about the cooperation that the Rose School of Thought Temperance faction had requested while handling over the Oath of Rose. This matter had happened last week. He had planned on informing the Sanguine upper echelons, but in the few mini gatherings, the hangman had advised him to do so after the punishment operation. It would accentuate his importance and mitigate any anger or resentment. Striking with a stick and offering a carrot. Offering a carrot? I've never heard that saying. Striking with a stick and offering a carrot. At that moment in time, Emlyn suddenly had a deeper understanding of the suggestion. 160 Buckland Street inside Dwayne Dante's bedroom. The spoils of war received are pretty good. A diamond brooch that can raise one's energy and maintain lucidity while resisting spells that act as the body of heart and mind. Okay, that sounds good. A paper figurine can prevent any fatal damage and psychic piercing. A belt that can produce sun and lightning damage. A wallet that can contain more than 300 pounds. After receiving the sacrifice and returning to the real world, Klein silently sighed as he sat in front of his study desk. He then took out a transparent maggot. Upon seeing this maggot, he felt his head ache, recalling the pain of having his soul body fracture. This was a worm of the spirit that he had fractured for himself. It was to be made into the payment given to the Snake of Fate, Will Ossipton. Yeah, he needed something to enhance him. He already had an idea of how to replicate the item, which could briefly allow someone to restore their strength. It was to use the Worm of the Spirit as a vessel and copy and complete the symbols from before to garner a response from the mysterious space above the Great Fog. For this, the outcome of his divination was that it would be rather successful. The item's true essence is actually one of the powers of the Seer Pathway Sequence 3, Scholar of Yore. To borrow a portion of one's power from one's past self, that has a lot of layers. Responding with a fool's identity would definitely work. The only problem is that the corresponding dimensionality, mysterious complexity, and danger of the symbols cannot be directly engraved on the different metal plates. According to Will Ossipton, I have to use cognition and draw out the spirituality to draw it on the Worm of Time. Man, this is going to get so complicated. Klein paying with part of himself, it just... I can't even digest that. There's so many layers behind that, bro. I'm telling you, man. I remember when I got no spoilers for like the final boss for people that haven't played Final Fantasy VIII, but there were so many fucking layers to like going up against the boss fight. You had to go into like a time vortex, and then you have to go back to your past self's memory, and when you're in your past self's memory, you have to lock yourself in like a time void, and then when you're inside that time void, that past self can't escape. And because that past self can escape, but the future self is like bound to that like time shift. It just, oh man, I can already see some crazy complicated like angel fight where there's like all these domains going at odds with each other's. Oh man. Woo! I lost my place. I think, no, let me find my place. For this, the outcome of his divination was that it would be rather successful. Yes. The only problem is let me reread this part. You can ask if you don't get... You can ask... No, like, it's kind of hard to understand it, but it's not like I'm lost. But saying that, I'm going to reread it. The only problem is that the corresponding dimensionality, mystery, complexity, and danger of the symbols cannot be directly engraved on different metal plates. According to Will Ossipton, I have to use cogitation and draw... Am I saying it wrong? Why are you guys saying it like that? Why are you guys putting it in brackets? Am I saying it wrong?
The only problem is that the corresponding dimensionality, mystery, complexity, and danger of the symbols cannot be directly engraved on different metal plates. According to Will Ossipton, I have to use cogitation and...
No fucking ways. Cogitation is not cogitation. That's what I'm saying. I have to use cogitation and draw my spirituality to draw it on the Worm of Time. If it succeeds, I'll make myself one. I'll look at myself from the past and see if it will be Klein Moretti's childhood or myself hanging in the cocoon above the door of light. If it succeeds, I'll make myself one. I'll look at myself from the past and see if it will be Klein Moretti's childhood. Oh, that'd be crazy if we see his childhood. Or myself hanging in the cocoons above the door. I wonder, why is it a cocoon? Is it like a spider god? Or like, what other like creatures do webbings and make cocoons? Like a moth? or like a giant bird, or like a bird-like moth that does cocoons. I'm trying to figure out like why cocoons specifically. If it's the latter, it's best that I can confirm how long I've been hanging. Klein entered a cogitation state while in thought. Then he kept constructing symbols within his mind, allowing his spirituality to repeat the process outside as it penetrated the worm of time. Bro is cooking. It's like, it's weird. I'm not thinking about this until like right now, but this is a complicated, let me finish this and then we can talk about it. This was a complicated and difficult task. If he wasn't careful, it might lead to favor as the invisible symbols fell as augmented the, worms, cocoons. Oh, it's like a giant, like a butterfly, cocoons, metamorphoses. Oh, maybe the whole point is for like, oh, wait. Are we stirring the pot here? No, maybe not. Maybe like the maggots really aren't the like final mythical creature form. Right? Oh, wait, let me finish this. As the invisible symbols fell and augmented the worm of spirituality, Klein suddenly trembled. The worm of the spirit ignited by itself and turned to ashes. Looking at his empty palm, Klein felt a headache. After a long period of silence, he silently muttered, "Life sure is difficult." Fucking tell me about it. It is fucking difficult indeed, my brother. My brother, and not my brother in Christ. I seen that meme. My brother and creator, my brother and true creator. But it's just crazy. Think about it. Wait, what? You guys know the answer. I thought about it when, like, I was thinking about it like a few hours. I was at work. I'm like, why cocoons? It's crazy. I think about Lord of the Mysteries now, like outside of streams. But it's like, I don't get it. We saw cocoons. When I first read it, like, oh yeah, that makes perfect sense. Lord of Mysteries, very mysterious. A cocoon, sure. But then I'm like, why a fucking cocoon? Like, why? Why a cocoon? And then I'm like, right now as I'm saying, I'm like, wait, worms. There's worms, cocoons. What's after? It's like a metamorphosis. You guys do know that. It's like, oh, worms, cocoons. Something at a higher scale or a higher deity, a higher sequence belonging to the Fool is trying to find like a worthy vessel, right? For like its metamorphosis. Oh shit! Just like how like Mommy Evernight can like take control of 017. Who's to say that like the current Fool? No, there wouldn't be a Fool if there's a sequence 1. No, we don't know of a sequence 1. Zaratul would have been a sequence 2 at the very least. Miracle Invoker. Is he? No, they never specifically said he's a sequence 1 attendant. You lost me there. Let him cook. We will neither confirm nor deny. Maybe it's like, breaking out of the cocoon is like a test, like of metamorphosis to see if they're like a worthy vessel for them to be you know what? Now I'm just rambling. Next fucking chapter, man. Let's keep her going. We'll think about it later on. If something else comes up in my head. But chapter 1010, consultant fee. Awesome. Timestamp. 45 minutes. 38 seconds. Sip my G Fuel. And let's keep reading. By the way, I'm finally going to post my final Japan video. I made a short 6-minute video where I took a half second from all videos. I have over 700 videos. I have like 4,000 pictures, right? But out of the 700 videos, I took a half second from each video. And it came out to like 6 minutes. So it's always cutting to something crazy. So it's like always constantly jumping. It looks pretty cool. And it kind of reminded me. And then I put like a little song OVA. And I was like, okay, I'll post it later today. Maybe not later today. I'll upload it, right? Maybe I'll make it public soon. I was like, oh, that's cool. I'm kind of doing it for me. That way I have it up. All right, timestamp. 45 minutes, 38 seconds. All right, chapter 1010. Wow, that is crazy. Consultant fee. After rubbing his forehead, Klein was just about to split another worm of time when he suddenly saw Renette in her dark, complicated-looking dress walk out of the void and standing beside the desk, and the mouth of one of the Miss Messenger's head was a neatly folded letter. Who is it from? Who is it from? Klein asked in passing. Renette Tanker's remaining 3 heads replied, the Mushroom King's... The what? Mushroom King. Forgot to change chapter? No, I didn't. I was testing you guys. That was clearly engagement bait. This was me trying to engage with chat. You passed the test, love. Yes. Wait, what is this? The Mushroom King superior? Mushroom King, Frank has so much aura? The Mushroom King's superior. What? The Mushroom King. So, okay, Frank isn't the Mushroom King. Sure? No, of course. Always. It's always engagement bait. Whenever we're lost, it's always engagement bait. Trust. The Mushroom King superior. Frank is the Mushroom King superior? Mushroom King. Klein was stunned for a full 2 seconds before realizing that it could be Frank Lee. And Frank Lee's superior was Admiral Star's Cat Leah. The Mushroom King is Frank Lee? What the fuck? The Mushroom King is... He's the Mushroom King? The Mushroom King is Frank Lee. Klein asking confirmation as he reached out to take the letter. With the 4 blonde, red-eyed heads... hair being held, they were made to bop up and down as though they were nodding. They're saying yes. Miss Messenger even gives other nicknames. That's not right. Frank doesn't just specialize in mushrooms. His domain includes cows, malt, fish, rose bishops. It's because Frank has a breath. It's because Frank had a breakthrough in the mushroom experiment, so Miss Messenger saw a boat full of mushrooms. Klein couldn't help but draw a breath as he hurriedly unfolded the letter. He was worried that the letter was Ma'am Hermit's plea for help. A plea for help. Of course, he was too anxious because at the most critical juncture, an experienced pirate like Admiral Stars would definitely choose to pray to Mr. Full. This letter did come from the Futures Captain Cat Leah. On it were neatly written words. The Queen has already confirmed the time and place, Wednesday, 11 p.m. Same place. Oh, that's badass. I have no idea what you said to Frank Lee, but I can tell that he has been very excited recently. He has done many experiments with the artisan. He said that he would be able to produce another phase of results in 3 to 6 months' time. He also made it clear that if he were to obtain the Druid Potion, so that's Demigod 2 and 4, he can save on making many intermediary objects, and that sounds a little dangerous, and directly produce the final outcome. All I can say is that I wish you the best. I wish you the best too. I hope that everything will come to an end before the artisan completely breaks down. He has already begun regretting his faith in a primordial moon. Oh. Should I be happy that the security in the City of Silver's food supply had progressed, or should I be worried about the accidents? Klein rubbed his temples, give or take, half glass full. Klein rubbed his temples and decided to put the matters aside. After all, Ma'am Hermit, who was almost about to become a demigod, was watching Frank. If some unexpected development really happened, she would definitely seek help. Few having finally confirmed his meeting with Queen Mystic, he heaved a sigh of relief and flicked his wrist, burning the letter in the scarlet red flames. After watching Miss Messenger leave, he continued splitting a worm at a time when he suddenly frowned. He felt that the desk and the letter's ashes in the trash were abnormally off-putting. Subconsciously, Klein got some tissue and wiped the desk before covering the trash can. After doing all this, he looked at the dirtied hand and stood up. He headed for the washroom and turned on the tap. As he washed his hands, he caught sight of the toilet beside him. Through the corner of his eyes, he frowned bit by bit again. Today's cleaning wasn't done well enough. Klein softly muttered and suddenly sensed something wrong with him. Amidst his thoughts, his spiritual intuition quickly explained why he was feeling this way. This was a side effect of using Death Knell, as he had already become a demigod, allowing him to have a qualitative change in the spirit body and attain godhood. I feel like I always assumed the downside would be less severe. The corresponding negative effects had been reduced, fucking that's a lot, by more than 90%. The terrifying weaknesses of germophobia ended up becoming a trait of the cleanliness OCD. Okay. Likewise, the period of weakness dropped from 6 hours to 1 hour. Wow, that dropped a lot. And the thirst that Death Knell gave him was no longer as obvious. Thankfully, Klein heaved a sigh of relief as he skillfully pulled out the toilet brush from the side. He starts cleaning. 11 in the evening. I wonder if there's artwork and just fucking him cleaning the toilet. He's like, all right, time to clean, time to start scrubbing. 11 in the evening, above the great fog, due to Emmeline's white request, all the members who had involved themselves in the punishment operation. Just as the Tsar, Judgment the Magician, and the Hagerman appeared inside the ancient, magnificent palace. These are all the spoils of war. Emmeline threw 3,000 pounds that he had sacrificed in the middle of the table and explained one of the mystical items was Oath of Rose. I forgot what it is. It's a paired ring allowing the wearers to be able to share their senses and thoughts with one another within a normal-sized city regardless of distance. I feel like Audrey could use this to be in constant communication with Susie. Or maybe Oh, she gives it to Susie, and she can always monitor her, like her inner stuff. Okay, it's very valuable, but only one of the rings was acquired. It would spell danger for anyone who takes it. Therefore, I handed it over to the Sanguine upper echelons and received 3,000 pounds in return. He originally thought of keeping the 3,000 pounds as spoils of wars, but he decided that it was better to sacrifice it and make it be one of the options. After a pause, Emlyn introduced the other items, listening to their uses and negative side effects. He even added more to the description. Knowledge stemmed from his penchant for the Sanguine history, and some shared by Ernie's boars under Father Rutrowski's watch. He is doing it with the intent of flaunting. Otherwise, Mr. Moon's character, he wouldn't say so much. Oh, for the reason for him being relaxed is due to Mr. Fool's absence. That's why he's so calm. Audrey watched as the bystander without saying which item she wanted. Oliger glanced at the spoils of war and said to Emlyn, have you met the Sanguine upper echelons? Has the hunting of the upper key members of the Royal School of Thought been confirmed? Pretty much. I've also established contact with a member of the Temperance faction. However, he wishes to carry out the operation after September. Emlyn didn't hide the truth, believing that Mr. Hangman could provide useful pointers. Indeed, Oliger nodded and asked, it has to be after September. Man, I'm sorry. Is this Green Day over here? Wake me up. Wake me up when September ends? Like, what's going on here? This means that they are waiting for something that will drastically change the situation. Yeah, summer's going to end. Klein, who was waiting for the mini-gathering to end somewhere else in the ancient palace, suspected that it had something to do with Miss Sharon's advancement when he heard of that. According to Miss Sharon, she shouldn't be able to attempt the demigod ritual in July. Don't tell me that the ritual will last at least a month. If that's the case, it's quite different from the other pathways. Klein had a theory he wasn't too sure about. Possibly. Emily thought for a while before agreeing with Mr. Hangman's words. What would the ritual be? Be a puppet for a month or something? Following that, he surveyed the area instead of a smile. You can begin choosing. Audrey had Mr. World's promised fate siphon charm, and Leonard had attained the corresponding rewards from Old Man Palas. They appeared rather calm with the spoils of war offered by the Sanguine Viscount. None of them rushed to speak as they politely waited for the others to go first. In addition, they had either experienced an angel-level battle in person or witnessed the horror brought about by Amon's avatar. Furthermore, they had confirmed that the Terror Club contained the potent forces that they were suffering from some level of mental fatigue. She looked at her right before looking forward. Seeing everyone being so modest, she broke the silence. I was involved in a very simple part of this and didn't take much of a risk. Furthermore, Mr. Moon had already paid 60 pounds in advance. I'll just take the cash in the wallet. Maybe she needs the full moon. Miss Sharon is becoming a demigod. That's exciting, dude. As she spoke, she took out the handcrafted wallet, took out the cash, and counted 335 pounds. Emlyn surveyed the area and nodded when no one objected. The reason I don't have my earbud on my right one today, I don't know if I have an ear infection, but my right ear has been aching today. It's killing me. So that's why I don't have my earbud. Okay, as for the handcrafted wallet, Shield threw in the middle of the table and returned to Mr. Moon to handle it himself. With Shield taking the lead, Force said, I only lent out layman's travels and didn't take out any risks. I'll take that moon paper figurine. Compared to the mythical... What did I say? Compared to the mystical items, such expendable beyond our items were relatively lower in value. However, to the magician herself, she wouldn't have selected a mystical item even if she was qualified. This is because she could hire the corresponding members to record it if she needed a particular power of the mystical item. As for the moon paper figurine, an expendable item that could take a fatal blow of the psychic piercing once it couldn't be recorded, it was definitely the first choice for someone who feared for her life. After saying that, she waited for a moment. Only when no one objected did she take the moon paper figurine. Emlyn then cast his gaze at Miss Justice. Leonard extended his hand and said with a smile, ladies first. Audrey didn't decline the offer. As she swept her gaze across the items on the table, she pointed at the diamond brooch and said with a smile, I'll take this. She had heard Mr. Moon mention it, and the name was Alcohol Nemesis. Its name was Alcohol Nemesis. I'll keep the word brimming with energy, with lucidity and their thoughts, giving them resistance to influences of the body, of heart, and mind. Thankfully, I had first used bribe charm to be safe, and with Ernie still being in a half-conscious state after waking up from the dream, I wouldn't have been able to hypnotize him. This item is also useful to me, so we take it. That makes sense. At the very least, it will give me another layer of protection when facing high-level members of Psychology Alchemist. I don't have to worry about the negative effects if I don't wear it. Aja thought thankfully as she retracted her gaze from the diamond brooch in satisfaction. After selection, Emily... Dude, she's going to get so fucking strong, bro. She's going to be able to... She's going to be the perfect counter for Adam. She's going to be able to negate so much, Adam isn't even be able to touch her. Oh, it's going to be good. She's going to be strong, huh? She won't be like physically strong, but like psychologically and like spiritually and like mentally, she'll be strong to counter any crazy like psychological like warfare, right? Like we have like the physical warfare, warfare and psychological warfare. She's gonna excel in the psychological warfare or the spiritual warfare. Why can't I say that word? After selection, Emlyn didn't give Leonardo the chance to speak, and he directly said, "This moon sash is yours." The fuck? From his point of view, the moon sash was worth more than 5,000 pounds, something more valuable than the 3,000 pounds in cash. That's just these. Woo! Wow, that was loud. Oh man, I just opened up my nostrils. Woo! Actually, I was leaning towards taking the 3,000 pounds. I have to buy the word of the sea, and the price is still 10,000 pounds after client gave a discount. After spending that, I'll only have 650 pounds in savings. Leonardo ultimately didn't reject as he nodded. Okay. Emlyn first distributed the disposal wars and picked up the remaining 3,000 pounds in cash. He then split a stack he then split a stack and pushed it to the side. Mr. Hangman, this is your payment, 1,000 pounds. Good for him. You should call it consultation fee. With Mr. Full present, Forrest was also a lot more relaxed. Alger didn't stand on ceremony as he nodded, reached out to take the stash of cash. The compensation for the carriage driver will also be borne by me. Emlyn surveyed the area in a rather good mood. 11 p.m. on Wednesday at the south entrance of the Backland Bridge, a figure quickly phased into existence of the night sky with one hand on his hat and the other hand on by his buttons. He had black hair, brown eyes, and sharp fake Germans, not Amon. German. And sharp facial features. This strongest adventurer... What? The strongest adventurer... Oh, okay. I thought it was Anderson for a second. I was like, what the fuck? Where did the heat come from? What's with the emoji username? This strongest adventurer with a cold expression was none other than German Sparrow. And chapter is over. You guys ready? Chapter 1011. Roselle... Warning? Roselle's other warning. Okay, what could that be? Do we pause? All right, I need a quick sec. I gotta go use the bathroom. I'll be right back. Everybody, pee break, potty break. Everybody, go take a quick 3. Don't take a 5. We're just gonna take a quick 3. Quick 3. We'll be right back. Did quick 3-minute break. Just didn't have anything to say, but wanted to comment. Trying to farm XP. All right, I'll be right back. Lore gonna go burr. All right, here we go. All right, before the lore, quick break. Just gotta go use a little bathroom. I'll be right back. Look, check this out. Wow, that is cool. I give up. I can't balance it. I can't balance it.
Alors tranchons la trame, découle la sinistre esquisse. Sors et fuis, je t'en prie. Fuis ce tableau maudit, cette toile d'une fausse vie. Portrait rêvé, imparfait, chaîne de ta liberté.
We're back. We're back.
Easy is the friend we made along the way. Wait, what happened? I keep getting Nazi ad on streams. Naza? What is that? Who's Easy? Sorry, I must have been hallucinating. We're watching Chair. This is Chair stream. I should do a whole stream one day where it's just a chair. And I'm talking off stream. Oh, yeah, man. By the way, I was playing fucking Fear last night. That shit is fucking scary, bro. For a 20-year-old game, I gotta take that off. For a 20-year-old game, that shit still holds up, man. That shit's good. I just have to download one external thing to fix my FPS issue. But I'm like, other than that, it holds up. Make sure I have 111 up here, and let's keep reading. 111. Oh, I want to replay the song when we read this chapter. Indeed. Chapter 1011. By the way, I hope you guys had a good break, but we're back now. Razel's other warning. It was late at night with the thick clouds concealing the moon. It was dark across the Backland Bridge. Just as Klein teleported here, he saw the green pea vines descended from the sky. Gatlia, right? The green pea vines descending from the sky like a storm that enveloped his surroundings before he could look around. They intertwined and quickly formed a sea. I remember seeing the artwork. Yeah, so this is a very similar chair. This guy, someone is sitting on a chair, and guys, someone's back. They intertwined and quickly formed a forest. They stacked upwards in layers, making it impossible to see its peak. Klein released his right hand grip on his top hand and firmly followed up the path paved by the vines. It didn't take long before he saw a naturally formed swing made out of green plants. He also saw Queen Mystic Bernadette, who stood beside the swing. All right. This eldest daughter of Emperor Rizzo had a head of a long chestnut chair. She wore a blouse with lace flowers that formed a bow tie. She matched it with a gray dress. I got a burp. That went past her knees and a pair of Wellington leather boots. She also wore a bonnet with a hanging black fishnet. You've grown faster than I had imagined. Burnett's blue eyes behind the black fishnet reflected German Sparrow's figure. Klein replied without a change in expression, "Praise Mr. Fool." Fucking praise Mr. Fool indeed. Unless the chair likes that. Maybe. How dare they? As he said that, he inwardly lampooned. This is what it means to strive to be stronger, relying on oneself rather than on others. Queen Mystic nodded slightly as she said with a gentle but emotionless voice, "I know why you want to see me." I don't even know. Why are we here? Tell me. Without waiting for Klein to say a word, she tilted her head slightly. She looked at the vine beside her. Like, why are we really here? She said in a tone as calm as a lake that had countless undercurrents beneath it. I feel like that he hasn't really perished completely. Does that mean you believe that Emperor Rizzo hadn't died completely? What did we fucking say? What did we say? There's like a piece of him lingering behind, right? That can like still come back. Damn, he lives somewhere in this world without a chance for him to return. Without a chance? Oh, with a chance for him to return. Klein didn't expect to hear such a straightforward and sensational words right at the beginning of their conversation. Although he easily controlled his expression. I mean, if he was already half crazy, half insane, and he just fucking switched to the fucking Black Emperor, I don't know, man. I feel like if he comes back, he really will be like an antagonist. He will no longer be a protagonist, but an antagonist. And I feel like that'd be very fitting for his character. Someone that always thought of himself the main character ends up becoming a villain. Probably not like the villain, right? Since Amon is being set up as the villain or like the antagonist, but like he'd be like a subsequent antagonist. He was somewhat at a loss for reply. At the same time, he noticed that Bernadette referred to Emperor Zo as he instead of he. Wait, that's a tongue twister for people not reading this. It's lowercase he. At the same time, he noticed that Bernadette referred to Emperor Zol as lowercase he instead of capital case he. Regardless if they were using ancient Phasic to speak or the normal daily language used in Low Inter they were completely different words. This means that deep down in Queen Mystic's heart, Emperor Zol isn't an angel, but a father. Aww, that's sweet. Klein calmed down his emotions deliberately before asking, "Why do you have such thoughts?" Bernadette retracted her gaze from the vine swing and said with the same gentle voice, "Towards the final stages of his life, although he was crazy and radical, everything he did had preparations in place." So it's like, even though he was crazy, he was at least conscious enough to like come back. "I believe that he must have prepared something for himself. You should know that he attempted to switch." Not attempted, he did. "You should know that he attempted to switch pathways in his later years and tried for the vacant Black Emperor throne. This required him to build 9 secret mausoleums in the form of pyramids. After he died in the White Maple Palace, the churches of the Eternal Blazing Sun and Steam jointly found 8 mausoleums and destroyed each one of them, leaving one behind? The churches of the Eternal Blazing Sun and Steam jointly found 8 mausoleums and destroyed each one of them. The 8th, the 9th has to be in the abyss. However, the 9th mausoleum remains to be discovered. No one knows where it's hidden. It's in the abyss. That's why Rizzo was always, that's why he's always been looking to the abyss. Remember, he's looking out west. What's out west? The Sonia Sea. What's out? Wait, no. The Foxy. Right? Bro is upset. No, it's not. I'm a pet. Obsessed. It's factually. It's fact. What was Rizzo doing at the end of his life? He was always looking out west. What was out west? the entrance to the abyss. That's where he fucking put the ninth mausoleum. No one knows where it's hidden. And Amon. Abyss always comes back. Call it. Literally, call it. It's literally just like the abyss always come back like Amon. Amon is east. The abyss is to the west and Amon is to the east. No one knows where it's hidden. If they had already become Black Emperor, he can definitely awaken inside the mausoleum. If he fails, I believe that there's a possibility of using it for his resurrection. And because everybody still like follows some of like Roselle's teachings, he can come back. Bernadette's voice softened as she spoke. Towards the end, her voice was ethereal and nearly indescribable. You aren't that confident either. It's mostly kind of hope and expectation. Klein sighed. Suddenly, he recalled the words by the King of the Five Seas Nast. Emperor Roselle liked to stand in front of a particular floor-to-ceiling window and look to the west. From Roselle's diary, Klein knew that he had discovered the abyss's entrance. The fuck did I just say? From Roselle's diary, Klein, you see, you guys are trying to throw me off. Always. He had discovered that the abyss entrance in the Fog Sea west of Intense. There he found a primitive island and believed that it was filled with oddities and was worth exploring. Could it be that Emperor Roselle built the last secret mausoleum in the abyss, or that on that primitive island? Klein thought for a moment before smiling. You seem to understand the Black Emperor pathway very well. He suspected that Emperor Roselle had left the Black Emperor card as a bookmark and had used Bernadette's name in ancient Phasic and as the activation incantation because he partially wanted to inform his daughter of the corresponding ritual. In the end, and it's so he can tell her, like, I'll come back. In the end, Bernadette has seemingly grasped the information via other means. The lips behind Queen Mystic's fishnet's veil produce a slight curl. I've already investigated this matter for more than a century. I forgot how old she is. I've already investigated this matter for more than a century, and to figure out the details, I've suffered the infusion of the knowledge from... I've suffered the infusion of knowledge from the hidden sage. Is that good? That's not good. I can tell that you and Mr. Fool, who's backing you, have a deep understanding of this. I've always been curious why you're so interested in his matters. For the current situation and in terms of seniority, you can call me uncle. From the current situation and in terms of seniority, you can call me uncle. The Emperor and I might very well be roommates who had been hung up for many years. Klein lampooned to relieve his emotional upheavals. However, he replied in a calm tone. You can raise this question to Mr. Fool. He didn't plan on telling Bernadette that the ninth secret mausoleum might be somewhere in the Foxy, very likely to be on a primitive island or an abyss. It was more suitable for the Fool to answer the question. Queen Mystic wasn't surprised by Germansper's response. She cast her gaze west to a certain spot far away. Look at that. She's also looking west. Call me daddy. Call me Unk. Call me Unk. Although he couldn't see Bernadette's gaze, Klein could vaguely sense that this lady was looking at the place where she had her childhood. She was looking at her spiritual home. The home where she can no longer record to. You ain't him. At this moment, in the green vines of the deep darkness, there were a lot of suitable emotions and dreams that hit deep in the heart, fermenting. In just a matter of seconds, Queen Mystic retracted her gaze and gently said, after my matters and Backlund ends, I'll pass a few pages to Catlia and get her to ask the question on my behalf. Why don't you ask next week? Klein didn't hide his puzzlement. Bernadette calmly replied, I feel that the answer will affect my mood, and a bad mood will result in my failure. A failure because of a bad mood. What sort of matter? That happens all the time. A failure because of a bad mood. What sort of matter had such strict requirements? A clash with a demigod of the mind domain? Or perhaps after she resolved the knots in her heart, will she have the confidence to attempt to become an angel? Klein nodded in thought without pressing. This was a secret of hers, something that it was best not ask about unless necessary. Queen Mystic then said, when he wrote the few diary pages, I was sitting opposite him. I wanted him to teach me how to interpret it and write those symbols. He didn't agree to it and only ruffled my hair. Back then, I was already of age. I can tell that he was worried, apprehensive, and in a different position when he wrote those pages. Finally, he told me that if I can really become an important figure of the mysterious world of as Zaratul predicted, I must make sure to remember to be careful of Spectator. I must make sure to remember, be careful of Spectator? Beware of Susie? Beware of Audrey? Beware of the Spectator. The Spectator? Like the Spectator. Klein couldn't help but inwardly repeat Pete Roselle's warnings. He believed that the Emperor wouldn't be broadly referring to the Beyonders the Spectator. Oh, okay. He wouldn't be broadly referring to the Beyonders the Spectator pathway. Adam? Be careful of the Spectator? Is it... Well, currently, the Spectator would be Adam. He was definitely pointing to a particular special existence, some special matter, or both. Emperor Roselle was a member of the ancient secret... Okay, he's either referencing Adam or the Quill. Or like current, because I don't think there was like a Spectator. I don't think there wasn't a Sequence 0 Spectator during his time. Emperor Roselle was a member of the ancient secret organization. That ancient secret organization, founders and leader is Client's eyelids twitch as he didn't dare to think any further, afraid that a particular existence would hear his thoughts. Oh, he's talking about Adam. Perhaps there are detailed descriptions of the diary page, he said, hoping to the diary pages as soon as possible. Okay, it's us, the readers, the ultimate spectator of Enmal. You know what? That'd be crazy if we like genuinely break the fourth wall and he's like, and I write to the readers who are reading this from beyond the veil, like beyond the gray fog, like you sitting right now reading this. That'd be a crazy moment. No longer return. I lost my fucking place. Perhaps there are detailed description. No, I found my place. I know. Bernadette nodded. She didn't continue on the topic. After 2 seconds of silence, she said, I should thank Mr. Fool and you on Catlia's behalf. Obtaining the blood of Snake of Fate is very helpful towards her future. Although the advancement of the ritual of the mysticologist doesn't have any requirements of the mythical creature pathway, the best choice is still the fate pathway. This will make it a lot easier for her when she advances to sequence 3. Why? So we are the spectators? Why? Klein asked with a mindset of, if you think about it, we really are the best spectators because they don't even reference us yet. They don't even notice us. Bernadette's eyes turned slightly vacant. As I lose my place, my eyes are kind of vacant. Why? Klein asked with a mindset of learning new knowledge. After all, it was impossible for a blessed to know everything. Even a true god was incapable of that. Bernadette's eyes turned slightly vacant. Another way to call prying into the secrets of fate is clairvoyance. The mystery prior sequence 3 is called clairvoyant. This is also why I'm in Backland, okay? Due to a particular future prediction, Klein, yes, future clairvoyance. Due to a particular future prediction, Klein mused, having a guess at some level of enlightenment. Many pathways seem to have the ability of clairvoyance. The corners of Queen Mystic's mouth curled up slightly as she sighed and said, in ancient times, many Beyonders creatures believed that the gathering similar powers would lead to a qualitative change and breakthrough, but all of them went mad without expectation or lost control. Wait, in ancient times, many Beyonder creatures believed that the gathering similar powers would lead to a qualitative change and breakthrough, but all of them went mad without the exception or lost control. Only after the first blasphemy slate appeared that all the creatures... Wait. The first blasphemy slate appeared after Beyonder powers. Wait, in ancient times, many Beyonder... Oh, wait, no. Beyonder creatures and gathering of similar powers will lead to a qualitative... Okay, so these aren't like Beyonders, but like Beyonder creatures. Okay. But all of them went mad without exception and lost control. Only after the first blasphemy slate appeared that all the creatures realized the balance, the kind of balance needed to walk at the edge of the cliff, was key to the path of extraordinaries. What, man? We don't know shit on this, man. I still don't know what the fuck these slates are. And we have a second one in and of itself. Therefore, a domain's power can be scattered across many pathways, concentrating on a few main pathways with the other pathways share the remnant. Let me read that again. Therefore, a domain's power can be scattered across many pathways. A domain's power... Oh, and that's why they're interchangeable, because the domain's powers are scattered across like pathways. And that's why they're interchangeable. Concentrating on a few main pathways while the other pathways share the remnants. A negative example is a king of the north from Grizel's travels, Ulsan. Klein fell into a deep thought without pressing. After a while, Queen Mystic broke the silence. If you have nothing else, let's end it here today. Klein thought for a moment before saying, all right, if you need any help, you can find me through Admiral Sarge. Bernadette nodded gently as her figure suddenly turned transparent before turning into a cluster of bubbles. The bubbles scattered and flew off before vanishing immediately. The dark green pea vines retracted and vanished into the night. Klein seemed to be held by an invisible hand and landed gently on Backland Bridge. He reached out his hand, pressed his top hat, and surveyed his surroundings. There were rows of houses lining the banks, emitting faint yellow lights. Amidst the gushing sounds of the surging river and darkness of night, everything appeared serene, silent, warm, and peaceful. I hope none of this will be destroyed. Klein sighed as his figure quickly turned transparent and faded away. There's no god of fire. Wait, what was that? There's no god of fire because they would lose control. Fire is shared between multiple pathways. Seared can use it. Pyromatic controls most of it. Apprentice a little bit, etc. They would lose control. So that's why all these Beyonder creatures were losing control. So that's why they were all losing control. Because it'd just be too much. Everybody would be sharing it. Fire is shared between multiple pathways. And the blasphemy slates were created in a way to kind of like channel it. And that's why it was like... Okay. I'm kind of grasping it. Okay, I got it. I got it. I don't got it. I think I got it. Okay. Next chapter. Chapter 1012. Wow. Wait, before I read that. Like fate, monster controls most of it. Seer a little bit. Apprentice a little bit, etc. You must have balanced power. You cannot just focus on one thing. Oh, and then we did hear earlier, 1,000+ chapters ago, that apparently everybody wields like a little bit of fate, but not a lot. Like only like a little bit. So it's balanced. Like one has a lot and everybody else has like a little bit, and that's why it's balanced. Pathways, easy. Grasping his acting principles. Easy grasping his acting principles. What path would you choose if you were in the world? Bro, look, first of all, in this world, I would choose Sleepless. And I'd stay at Sequence 9. That's it. I'd stay there. And all I need is the ability to be able to have like 4 hours of sleep and I can function. That's it. I would just choose that just to have 4 hours of a nap rest and I can power through the rest of my day. That's it. I can be asleep for 4 hours and then have 20 hours of my life. Wrong answer, easy. But in this world, I would choose Shepherd. Hands down. Hands down. Actually, no, maybe not. Because then you'd hear all the fucking crazy murmurings of the true creator. So maybe not. I don't know. It's kind of scary. But definitely those two. I kind of do like Marionette, Spectator. I feel like Spectator is just like a good all-rounder, you know? So I don't know. Maybe Spectator. Maybe you can just like hypnotize people like, hey, go get me like a tall coffee. Go get me all the coffee in the back and give it to me. Don't tell no one. Or just like, you know how much free coffee you can get? The King of the North was an ice dragon, and he is crazy because he only has ice powers. I don't think I've ever caught that. You need to balance them with other powers to keep control. The King of the North was an ice dragon, and he is crazy because he only has ice powers. You need to balance them with other powers to keep control. So it's like everything is like a body, right? Everything is like the creator's like body, like the original one. So like everything is like connected in some way. Like everything is shared in some way. Like from that body, it's all one blood. It's all the same blood, all the same veins. Like they're like, it's all connected in some way, shape, or form. Okay. Okay, I'm seeing a correlation here. All right, next chapter, 1012. First day of September. Okay. Sharon? Is Sharon beginning her process of digesting Puppet? Is that what's going on? Or like she's doing her ritual? And at the end of September, bam, she's like, Puppet? I assume that's what it is. Let's skip reading. Heads up, we might have time for one or two more chapters. I think we have time for one more chapter. I think this, just heads up, this might be our last chapter. I'm trying to keep it to 2 hours, Monday to Friday, and I think we'll be good. And then as long as I'm not too tired, you know, with, you know, work-life balance and gym and whatnot, I think we'll be good for the weekends for like 3 to 4 hours. Knock on wood. Easy, Def forgot. What'd I forget? Did I forget something? Fuck, timestamps. Before the slate, wait. Okay, before we read this chapter, let's read this last thing. Thank you, D. Before the slate, there was no guide, so people just strengthened their powers. When the slate finally appeared, people understood that to safely progress without losing control, you can't just focus. Huh. Okay. Okay. And then now, what's with the second... Wait, no, I'm thinking out loud. Don't answer what's with the second blasphemy slate. I assume that will be brought up later. Maybe in COI. Okay, but thank you. Thank you, guys. We updated everything. We are recording. Yes. Okay, heads up. This might be our last chapter. We're trying to keep it to 2-hour streams, and then maybe a little bit less, a little bit under. But chapter 1000. Oh, no. I got you, username. I got you. Maybe. Hold up. Let's read this and let's see our time. Chapter 1012 is called First Day of September. Dear Mr. Azik, ever since September was ushered in, Backland's temperature had been dropped day after day. Recently, the elderly can already be seen wearing gloves when outdoors. Just like last year, the smog had begun to envelop the city. This had happened 1 to 2 days a week, or even more. Clearly, the environmental measures governing the air pollution aren't something that can be resolved in a year or two. It will take at least 5 years. Something that should be worth being happy about is just the pungent smell in the air that has already lessened significantly. My sanguine friend is very pleased with such weather. Another delightful change is that more and more students, postmen, and technical workers have bought bikes. The number of carriages on the streets have decreased, implying that the smell of horse feces and the stench of it brings is no longer the main pollutant in Backland's air. Of course, they will still occupy a rather important position. As you know, those ladies and gentlemen who think highly of their standings would casually lower their own standings of living. However, based on my observations, their kids are gradually having a growing interest in bikes. Look at that. I've been leading a normal life. During this period of time, I got to St. Samuel Cathedral, the Loan Charity Bursey Foundation, a few times a week, participating in their activities and continually donating cash. I occasionally visit the turf club, watch plays in orchestrals, or play cards or golf at the club. During weekends, I either participate in balls, banquets, or salons. I forget to mention that I've already bought a manor. It formerly belonged to Duke Negan, and it's called Major. It has its own excellent vineyard and brewery, as well as a huge forest and plantation on it. It can be used for farming and hunting. Its main building has a huge rectangular shape with 4 stories. It has a large number of rooms, and a casual tour of the place without walking out the door would take me more than 10,000 steps. At the same time, it also has a large number of sculptures, oil paintings, and decorations, and exquisite cutlery. It's simply palatial. Perhaps my description is a little exaggerated. After all, I've never seen a real palace. This is also the first manor that I own. I still remember my time in Tingen. Tingen, my bad. This is also the first time I lived in Tingen. I lived in a rental carriage apartment with only 2 bedrooms with my brother and sister every day. We slept to the smell of coal. This was introduced to me by Brigadier General Quintus Kilgore. It cost me £2,000. You don't have to worry about my financial situation. I made a huge sum of money from the southern continent, and I also sold some mystical items. Currently, I still have more than 17,000 pounds in cash and 15,000 pounds worth of gold bars. Damn, that's a lot. Including various gold coins, soles, and pence. I'm rather satisfied with Major, and I have sent my former valet Richardson to the land steward. It's now autumn, and I'm going to invite guests to enjoy a pleasant weekend there. I hope Richardson can make adequate preparations. The mysterious world in Buckland hasn't changed for now. I hope that it will continue like this. The magic mirror I previously mentioned to you have been restored to normal. However, it seems to still suffer from post-traumatic stress due to the damage Amon had dealt it. As long as I question it about what happened, it will automatically change the color of its text and give it an enormous answer and repeatedly request me to compliment it. It also has different views of leaving the Church of Steam. It also seems to have decided to stay a little longer, believing that it would be safer that way. It has even thought of showcasing its danger becoming Grade 1 sealed artifact. I have to say that I'm always surprised when it's that way of things. So thanks to some of its answers, I found a way to create pure darkness. It is to we figured it out. I found a way to create pure darkness. It is to create it with the charm of the Evernight domain that has a dream world properties. It's considered a response to the Evernight goddess and is categorized under the pure darkness. In addition, after repeating tests, I finally figured out the way to carve the godhood symbols through the cognition and create the item I want. Upon writing this, Klein, who was sitting on the sofa while using his thigh at his table, stopped writing and rubbed his temples. Repeated failures implied that the repeated loss of worms of spirit and every separation was a damaged blow to his spirit body. It took him a long time to recover. Therefore, in order to have redundancies to prevent any accidents, Klein never pushed himself to the limit. After separating 3 or 4 worms at a time, or 3 or 4 worms of spirit, he would choose the rest for a few days before beginning the engraving process. Such break took him long to master the method and to create a finished product. Glancing at a rectangular diamond beside him, he saw the layers, complicated symbols that extended into the void from the constantly refracting light. His head felt a little dizzy, as though he was witnessing a part of history. I'll call it the yesterday once more charm. Klein retracted his gaze and continued writing. The coastal region have had another storm brewing. The 2 houses of the kingdom have entered the tradition phase of debating over bills. With the footsteps of the new year approaching and getting louder, it makes me worried for some baffling reason. May you recover quickly and wake up soon. Your eternal student, Klein Moretti. Putting away the pen and folding the letter, Klein blew a Zig's copper whistle and summoned the skeletal messenger that stood nearly 4 meters tall. Unlike before, this messenger had only shown its head and 1 arm. Only the head and 1 arm. The rest were beneath the floorboards and on the 2nd floor. This made it appear significantly shorter than Klein. It's a short skeleton. After all, I'm now barely considered a blessed of the deaf. Klein handed a letter to the messenger as he watched it crumble into bones, gushing down into the ground like a waterfall. Is that why he's beneath him? Because he's technically considered a blessed of deaf? After doing this, he picked up yesterday once more charm. After doing this, he picked up the yesterday once more charm. That's the name, yesterday once more charm, on the armrest. This was his first successful product, and he planned on using it first. After all, making it again was very easy now that he had the experience. As for whether barring the strain from his historical self posed any danger, Klein had already performed a divination above the great fog ahead of time. He believed that if it involved the real fool or the owner of the door of light, then he would have the mysterious space above the great fog to block it from him. And the result of divination was that it was very safe. After staring at the diamond-like charm for a few seconds, Klein no longer hesitated. He opened his mouth and said with a single word in ancient Hermes, history. Yes, a charm that allows you to regain your peak performance. That's the one he's given a will, right? To allow him to regain some of his past strength. He had attempted it in the real world and not to above the great fog because he was worried that the mysterious world would sever the connection to the past. Amidst the echoing of the... Oh, now what are we going to see? Amidst the echoing of the jarring word, Klein injected his spirituality into yesterday once more charm. Light that appeared like scattered fur lit up, illuminating the surroundings with bright and pure light. Vaguely a scene flashed past Klein's mind. It was him dancing leisurely with Dally Simon beside Inzingul's corpse. Oh, it's the final dance. Okay. I was like, they're just dancing over him? Like, what the fuck? It's like we're teabagging him? Like, what was going on here? Okay. It was him dancing leisurely with Dally Simon beside Inzingul's corpse. It was the gray sideburn and exaggerated and handsome Dwayne Tontis. It was German Sparrow pressing down on his top hat while landing on the black tulip thanks to the blessings of the wind. It was a Sherlock Moriarty who struggled during the descent of the meteor. It was Klein Moretti who summoned sunlight when he heard the baby's cry in the backland security room. It was the pale... Oh, man, that's fucking crazy. Summoned the sunlight. This is the Magoose fight, right? When he heard the baby cry, in Blackthorn Security Company. It was a Pell University graduate who raised a revolver and aimed it at his temple. Oh my god, wait, are we getting more before chapter 1? It was the Pell University graduate who raised a revolver and aimed it at his temple. Beyond this, all the scenes vanished. Son of a bitch. We don't get more? Fuck. Beyond this, all the scenes vanished. All that was left was a grayish white fog. Oh shit, the cocoon. And only when the powers of the charm were exhausted did Klein find himself at the end of that fog. Indeed, my transmigration is related to the great fog, the mysterious space, and that strange door of light. This basically verifies I was sleeping in a cocoon in the past, hanging above the door of light. I have no idea how long I was in that state. Compared to the first time seeing the door of light, Klein, who had made the confirmation, remained calm and as though he had no longer expected this. Bro, there's no shot, bro. final mythical creature form is not a fucking worm of time. It has to be something that happens after a worm. Like after like a worm metamorphosis, right? Like after the whole metamorphosis process, there's like something above it. Like there has to be more behind like the cocoons, right? Like there has to be more. Few. Next, I'll make 2 yesterday once more charms for Will. This charm isn't of much use to me. I won't be visiting him this week. It will incur suspicion if I feed him ice cream every week. Their maid is already looking at me in an odd way. Also, since I've mastered the cogitation and graves method of the godhood symbol, I can bring forward the creation of the extraordinary bullets made with the worms of time. Yes, Leonard said that he will be visiting Tinga in the next few days. Let's see if the power of the mutated sun's sacred emblem can be stolen. Now, we'll find out. Klein rubbed his forehead and left the sofa. At a previous tarot gathering, Leonard had already informed him of the 4 types of godhood symbols and magical labels he learned from Palatzaros. They came from the Marauder domain, and it was said that the one of them was capable of misdirecting the enemy, making them make errors in judgment. Another was to steal 3 beyond powers that the target had formerly used. Beginning with the most recent power, the third would cause the enemy to lose plenty of vitality if the enemy could be affected by it, making them enter the age state. Finally, one of them could create the worms in time that didn't live long. They would secretly parasitize the target's body and allow the charm user to control them. Among the 7 remaining worms of time he had already made 3 into fate siphon charms. Fuck, he is stacked. And had given Miss Justice 1 and kept 2. This also meant that he still had 4 worms of time, allowing him to try out each one of the 4 effects. This guy's gonna get strong, man. Of course, his intuition told him that the chances of a successful product weren't guaranteed. Oh, so it's not guaranteed. I feel at a higher sequence it probably will be. As for Leonard's 2 worms of time, one had been made into a fate siphon charm. He had followed the world Gurman Sparrow's instructions to pray to Mr. Fool and had received a reply. The other replied on Palazra's help to create a parasite charm. After busying himself with a series of tasks, it was evening. Klein had 5 successes and 1 failure. He obtained 2 yesterday once more charms, one parasite bullet, a deceit bullet, and a deprivation bullet. The only failure was the aging bullet, seemingly due to the inability to use sufficient powers from the mysterious space above the gray fog. Klein is in his crafting spirit. Man, it's like fucking in Persona, when you have that one free day and all you do is craft. That's all he's doing right now. He's just crafting. Looking at the 3 similar looking bullets that were a mix of transparency or translucency, Klein heaved a sigh of relief. He took out Death Knell and loaded the bullet. And the revolver were 3 of his control spirit bullets. After clearing the altar, he walked out of the room and headed for the 2nd floor. Upon entering the dining hall, he said to Butler Walter, who was waiting for him, "Invite the guests to a hunting trip over the weekend in the city outskirts using the name list." "Yes, sir." Walter was already prepared for this, remaining stern in seriousness. Tingan City, 36 Zotland Street. Leonard got off the carriage as he looked at the newly built building with a mixed expression. He momentarily forgot to enter. Wait, why did he forget? Oh, he's forgetful now, like done, right? It's like the nightmare trait. Leonard got off the carriage as he looked at the newly built building with a mixed expression. He momentarily forgot to enter. He's like, I forgot. Let's pause here. I think I do need to end stream. Don't worry, we'll be back tomorrow for 2 more hours. I started a little bit late today. Yeah, I've been a few minutes later than usual. So that's why I've been starting it like at the 15th rather than like at the start of the hour. But let's do this. We are going to do overall thoughts, sure? Yeah, no, we'll end it. I'm sorry we didn't read, you know what? Tomorrow we're starting with Reverend Insanity. I promise you, D. I promise you, D. I promise you, username. I promise everybody. We're reading Reverend Insanity first tomorrow, if that's cool with you. Exactly 22 hours from now, first thing we'll do is Reverend Insanity. Sure? Steady progress is good. Yeah, that's why I want to make it steady. And then right now, I've been pretty wide awake, dude. It's like I spaced out. I fucking stuck to my sleeping schedule. I did good, man. It's like I'm not tired. I'm not out of focus. I wasn't yawning. Maybe I yawned once, but like I've been good today. Steady and I feel like and that's why I did the the other 4 chapters from the other day. That's why I did them off stream, because I wanted to at least read something and slowly keep reading. I've been trying to I'm just trying to like slowly read a little bit at a time. That way there's not a huge gap. But let's do timestamp before I forget. 1 hour. Oh wait, not. Oh, I see what it did there. Overall thoughts. Now, what I want to know, I don't know if I can stream just when I'm watching that. I don't know. I'll see. But for now, let's do our outro before I forget. So I know we're just going to keep streams a little bit short, at least this week. But we're slowly reading and we're just, we're just scraping off a little bit every day. And then hopefully over the weekend, we just read a lot. My plan is to stream for like 3 to 4 hours Saturday and Sunday. I don't know about Saturday. No promises on Saturday. Saturday might be like 2 hours, but because I am going to be pretty busy, I have to do a few things, IRL. But Sunday, I think I'm good. I think I'm free. So we should be able to stream, hopefully, knock on wood, 3 to 4 hours and actually read a lot more than we have this week. Yeah, and tomorrow, I am going to keep stream short. We're just going to read for like 2 hours. We're going to start with Reverend Insanity. Update it right away. Post it. That way, when we watch episode 10, we're good and ready. Now, this is the thing I find crazy. No spoilers, please. But it's like, I can't believe all 4 episodes were shown in China. Why didn't Crunchyroll do that for us? I wish we had that, bro. Watching that in theaters would have been so badass, bro. It would have been so fucking cool if we can watch it. But it's okay. We win some, we lose some. But I do find it fun because we still got to watch it weekly. And because of the whole restructuring thing, don't spoil episode 10. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. Yes, everything was shown. That's crazy, man. And it's like, thank you, Eugene, for just showing me the makeup part. Last 2 need to be released together. They fucking should, man. I'm a fucking lose control if they give me that fucking cliffhanger and I gotta wait a week, man. That's gonna suck, man. Because so far I've been lucky enough that everything is already out, and I just gotta wait like a day, when I need to stop. But it's gonna suck if we get to a crazy ass moment when like Magoose is like, she's like coming out. Oh man, it's gonna be wild. We are gonna have to do a lot of cosplay changes, man. We're gonna go through a lot of outfits. Probably not outfits, but it'd be funny. We'll see what happens. All right, I'm gonna leave it there. I had a fun stream. How many chapters did we read today? We read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We read like 6 chapters. Okay, we read 6 today. We read 6 yesterday, and we read 4 yesterday. So, and I think before that we also read like 5 or 6. So on average, we've been doing 5 a day. So everybody, take care. I'll see you guys tomorrow for another hopefully 5+ chapters of LOTM plus Reverend Insanity, and then we're gonna end stream, upload all that right away. Watch the react, edit that bitch right away, and have it up. So, have a beautiful day, and I'll see you guys all very soon. Oh, I almost manually hit stop recording. I got a stream deck. Peace, and have a beautiful, loving day. Later, guys. Ooh, look at that. That's crazy. And then look. I can do this. Bam. That's wild. I wonder if there's a way where I can just like mute everything for my stream deck. Like, I wonder if there's like a oh shit mute button, that I can find. Or if I do this, I can mute things from my end, but you guys still hear. I feel like I need to figure out if there's like a mute button like a mute all button, or like when shit is too crazy, just hit mute all. Because if I hit system volume on this end, I'm muting it for me, but you guys still hear it. Wow, I should have been on full cam. All right, later, guys. Peace. Have a beautiful day. I'll let you go. Sorry, we're not gonna stall the outro. Later, guys. Hey, one day. Bye. Yeah, don't worry, love. It's gonna be a while. Don't worry, we got 10 years before the finale, but we'll figure it out one day. All right, later, guys.